I want to just take a second here, Chairman Gensler, to talk a little bit about the exchanges and their roles here. Very much an important part. You're a keynote speaker here. Can you tell us a little bit about what the future for exchanges is like vis-a-vis the Facebook IPO or perhaps any other issues around the exchange industry?
Well, Dominic, exchanges will have a very real role to play in the swaps marketplace. This marketplace that has not had transparency in the past will have public market transparency similar to the futures industry or securities industry. As we complete these rules, buyers and sellers will meet in the marketplace and get the benefit of competition and I think lower pricing in those markets.
Now, do you think that the exchange business will change dramatically over the next, say, 1, 3, 5 years, or do you think it's going to be more of a steady pace towards the future here?
Well, I think this is a real paradigm shift. The futures industry and the securities industry has benefited these markets from public market transparency, but now this $300 trillion notional value swaps market will be coming into swap execution facilities and designated contract markets and have a great deal more transparency. The public will greatly benefit.
Now, overall, we want to change tack a little bit here, coming from the exchange side to maybe a little bit more about the regulatory side of things. We know the Volcker rule is very much a heated debate topic right now. If you look at it, there have been some suggestions or perhaps propositions about the Volcker rule, about tying perhaps compensation aspects to the Volcker rule. Should the Volcker rule be looked at in terms of a way to measure or cap compensation in your mind?
Well, Congress has already spoken to it very clearly that we need to lower the risk that taxpayers are going to have to bail out some of these banks. And part of that is saying ban proprietary trading, but at the same time allow for market making and to allow for hedging. We all put out a proposal. We're getting public comment. It is a very lively debate. You're right about that.
Would you be a proponent right now of, say, capping compensation or regulating compensation for hedging-related activities for a bank?
Well, I think a hedge is something that lowers risk for some set of positions. If it's set off in a separate part of the bank with a separate profit and loss statement where people are being compensated to make money, to me it seems a little bit unusual or even odd. How is that a hedge? Hedges usually lose money on 50% of the days and they make money on the other 50 because they should move up and down with the positions. If it's separate, it starts to stretch one's thoughts about whether it's a hedge.
Well, let's talk about the other side of the Volcker rule, because you have to listen to a number of different parties here. We know that recently you met with a roundtable of American bankers, people in the industry. Have they maybe brought up a good case for you to perhaps look at changing some aspects of the Volcker rule, perhaps to ease some things? What's the case that the banking industry is making towards you and other regulators right now?
These public roundtables are very helpful. What they are saying is they want to continue to operate and hedge their positions, lower their risk. And that's what Congress said. That's what the regulators will say, that you want to lower the risk by banning proprietary trading, but also lower the risk by hedging. But it is one of the more challenging rules we have to complete to do both.
Now, you've also got an ongoing investigation with regard to J.P. Morgan and their involvement in the credit markets. Any time frame by which you're looking to wrap that up?
As it is an ongoing investigation, I am not able to say anything as it could compromise the investigation, but I will say that these credit derivative markets for the first time now have a clear cop on the beat. We need to complete the rest of the rules, but we do have strong anti-fraud and anti-manipulation authorities.